Hi everyone. So let's get into the diet update. Starting with the weight. Yesterday I was 163. Now I'm 162. Not bad. Alright, let's move on to what was eaten. So in the morning, I remember eating protein cereal with only 4 grams of net carbs, the 7 Sunday nut mix, which is 5 grams of net carbs, the filtered milk, which has 6 grams of net carbs, but I only had half of it, or half of a serving, so it was only 3 grams of net carbs, and a cup of coffee. Then, in the afternoon, I had flat keto bread with mayonnaise, scrambled egg, and 4 slices of center cut bacon. It was pretty good. I had a bag of Quest chips, the hot flavor, and if I can remember correctly, I had some gum that was sugar-free, that was Sour Patch Kid watermelon flavor. It was pretty good. Cup of coffee, A&W zero sugar, and I think that's it for that. All right, let's move on to, did I have anything for dinner? No, not really. So that's pretty much what I ate today. Pretty good. Any exercise? Once again, walk around the store. All right, let's go on to the daily update. So I woke up at around 9:30. I greeted my mom. We had a little convo. She left for work. I went to the restroom and I took a shower. When I was done, my sister was telling me about a person she was listening to on the internet practicing a technique called remote viewing, where you can apparently use your mind's eye to see in many different places at once or in a certain location. And she was interested if we could try out some remote viewing ourselves through creating coordinates, writing them in an envelope, and then doing a meditation and then seeing if we might be able to find out the location based on what we came up with. I agreed to do this, so we came up with our locations. Mine ended up being the grassy knoll in 1963, and hers was in Japan at a sacred temple. So we once we had our location set and our coordinates, we did our breathwork meditation, which was quite nice, and afterwards we tried to write down what we perceived. I thought my location was a beach at night. It was cool, but no. And my sister thought that my location was a wilderness area with a group of people and a boot and rope and a blade, but that wasn't really it either. So our first session was pretty negligible and positive results, but it was fun to try it out. It was then time for me to go to work, so I got dressed and I left. I had a full shift today from 1 to 10. Overall, it was a pretty good day at work, I would say. Pretty chill, nothing too crazy. First hour was spent on in the front end bagging. I remember one of my coworkers was telling me about them going on a maze in a boat for Halloween. So I thought, oh, that's pretty spooky. They asked me if I had been in any mazes or any Halloween themed locations. I said no, and they suggested Knott's Berry Farm, or Knott's Scary Farm. One they also suggested was the Six Flags. Apparently, Six Flags is a location that will no longer be here, so I should get in on it while it's still around. Alright, well, as we continued bagging, things were pretty good. Then, second hour was out on lot. I remember coming in a little late overdue because one of my coworkers was supposed to be out on lot after me, and they didn't go out on the time they were supposed to, so I kind of lost track of time. The CSR told me to be firm and tell my coworker who's up next that it's their turn. I was like, all right. So yeah. Then it was time for my first break. I spent it being outside trying to create the finishing videos for my little AI commercial project remake. But for whatever reason, Google's VO3 isn't being very responsive right now. Like every time I try to generate something, it generates the video without like audio. It's very weird. Really annoying. Well, anyways, after that, yeah, so my next hour, hour on, hour off. Actually, the first hour was out a lot. The second hour was doing bagging. The third hour was out on lot again, and the fourth hour was also bagging. Now, nothing too crazy happened during this first half of the shift, so I punched out for lunch. I decided to get some center cut bacon and some keto bread, flatbread this time, because I hadn't tried it yet. I wanted to see what it was like. A&W root beer and Quest hot spicy chips, as well as Sour Patch Kid watermelon flavored gum. So I got all of that. I drove home. I made a bacon and egg sandwich with the flatbread. It was okay. And then I was watching a guy on YouTube using Sora 2 to make fake criminal videos of him doing like illegal activity, but nothing like shocking, but more so goofy, weird, silly stuff instead. I think the name of the YouTube channel is Dan Dingle if you want to check it out. I thought the ending was pretty funny. I don't want to spoil it, so just check it out if you want. Well, sorry, I'm getting a little sleepy. Lightning round. Left for work. Punched in. Had my last 4 hours out on sweeps. I was given some closing duties like wiping down the check stands, bringing in the carts, and refilling the cleaner paper towels, and I did all of that. I said goodbye to my coworkers. I went back home. And my manager, I said goodbye to him too. And when I got home, my mom was there. And we decided to watch a movie on HBO Max since we have it rented for a whole month, although it is the ad version. And we decided to watch the movie Bullet Train starring Brad Pitt. I thought it was pretty fun, frantic, but a little overly long. Maybe if it was shorter, not as long, I would have liked it more. But overall, I did have a fairly decent time with it, I would say. I liked a lot about it. After we were done, my mom needed to go to bed. I stayed up watching a guy talk about the Akashic Records and Nikola Tesla. And then I was listening to a guy on the YouTube channel Eyes on Cinema talk about a up-close view of a triangular UFO craft. Then my sister arrived. I greeted her. I took my vitamins, and I'm gonna go to sleep pretty soon. So that's pretty much my day. And yeah, overall, it was pretty alright. Yeah. I wish Google VO3 would cooperate. It's kind of being a bugbear right now. Well, I'm going to bed. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.